This is Randall Baxter. I'm the president of Asset Positioning Services, and I've got a pretty long discussion to have with all the licensees that are here, and I think it's going to be a good one. So, first thing we're going to do is I just want to talk about your relationship with family estate dogs, and each and every one of you. And there's about 150 of you, maybe almost 170 of you now, that I have to have 170 different relationships with because everybody's in a different mode. Everybody's in a different mindset. So, I've got to, just for my personal sanity's sake, make you all understand, or show you all how I think, so you'll understand how I interpret. So anyway, there's an old Chinese, you've seen this before, but there's an old Chinese proverb that says, to get where you want to go, state the answer and then ask the questions how to get there. So, I'll be honest with you, I live by that mode. But the same is true when you use your family tree asset positioning process. So when we take you through a training process, and then we move you into our coaching program. And I've always told you there are two different things there, but there's a difference between training and coaching. And I'm a much better coach, and you're a much better player in this game if you are properly trained. So I try to spend the end goal for us is to develop the licensee into a productive and profitable licensee. If I was gone tomorrow, the licensees who are independent and have learned what they need to learn are going to be the ones that prosper and survive, the ones that grow, the ones that have the incomes that they want. And I just need to know that you're learning that the only reason I think you're here is to become independent and not need the training and coaching. And if I do a good job training and coaching, that's what happens. So, but if I do a good job training and coaching, you also have to do a good job of learning and being coached. And that means that if you are trying to learn about, say, for an example, gaps and cliffs, when you haven't made your first 10 suspects, I come to the opinion that you're wasting your time. I try to be honest with you. There's no reason for you to learn the advanced concepts if you can't perform or administer or implement the beginning steps. So where can your use of my software take you? Where would the family tree asset positioning sales presentation take you? The other question is, where is it you want to go? For the purpose of this session, I just want to talk to you, about the training lessons. I want to discuss I want to talk as many topics as they relate to the goals of the company. So first, let's discuss the goals of this company, my company, Asset Positioning Services. And here's the first goal. The first goal of Asset Positioning Services is to be a profitable financial services organization with minimum net income goal set for each year. My goal for family estate docs licensees is the same. Just remember, and I've said this to you before, a goal without a plan is just a dream. And if you're sitting there going, I want to make $250,000 a year, and you don't have any plan for it, then you're just a dreamer. And you can't dream unless you sleep. So you're either a dreamer or a sleeper, or you're a productive person that goes, hey, this is really good. And if I do this right, I'm going to make a whole lot of money, and I'm going to help all my clients. So the second one, though, as I grow older, I don't know if y'all growing older, but I'm growing older. I realize my goals change, as will yours. And if you build your business according to what you want from this project, you'll be fine. And some of you are new to our industry and want to build a career. I already know who you are. I can identify you just by looking at the way your questions are and the way your emails read. But you're deciding on a process and want to develop the correct habits in order to build momentum. And I've talked to you about tempo, and I've talked to you about momentum, and those aren't things you need to learn about estate planning. Those are things you need to learn about your personal professional mindset. Eventually, my goal for all my licensees is that they become independent and profitable using the front end and back end process that I teach. But I also include the future sale. These are all things that turn into numbers with lots of zeros on the end of them if you do it right. And I've always just wanted to share that with you. But I need to ask some of you to open your minds. Some of you don't need that. Some of you are very productive people that add what I teach to it, and just you're going to be profitable without me. Maybe just some of the things that I teach make it a little easier. So here's what I'm trying to get across today. I was thinking about this morning over a cup of coffee. I like to think this process is like a growing patch of ivy. You ever seen ivy grow up a building? If you ever tried to grow ivy, it works like this. First, it sleeps. Then it creeps. Then it leaps. And I know that everybody goes through that process. I went through that process. I had a license to do estate planning for almost a year and a half before I ever realized that I was sitting on a gold mine and I wasn't using it correctly. And I'm just trying to share it with you. But if you're going to let me share it with you, just open your minds a little bit. Like I said, what I'm saying to you, it happened to me. I started slow many years ago. I gradually saw the relationship of the results of establishing a properly designed estate plan, the funding process, and life events that turn into future sales. Folks, if you can take anything from what I just said, take this one page right there and absorb it. When I began teaching this process, I learned I could be in many places at the same time. I even wrote about it in my book about the seagulls. Many places at the same time if I had licensees all over the United States who learned how to implement this process. And you know what? Key word there, implement. And the process I eventually learned should be called the cycle of success. And I did it early this morning. I did a typo there. It should be THE instead of TE. But I didn't create the cycle of success. I just learned it and teach it. It's nothing original. So there are many classes on the cycle of success on my website, and I'm not going to go there today. That's not what I'm trying to teach you. Go to lesson 4. Let me teach you to hunt. It shows you how the cycle of success works. So the first stage I want to talk about in the licensee development stage is like that ivy in the sleep stage. That's a new licensee who doesn't know what to do and has to think about it. And the stage where a new licensee first entertains the concept of adding estate planning to their product and service portfolio. Now, there's not one of you who didn't deal with that question. There's no one here who hasn't asked themselves, should I add this to what I do for a living, and will it be beneficial? So stage 1, a new licensee. And if you're a new licensee, listen to what I've got to say. If you're an old licensee and you're still acting like a new licensee, listen to yourself and change your mindset. A new licensee can come from many stages in their career. They can have an already developed list of clients or no clients at all. And I've repeated myself there, or no clients at all. And that's okay if you don't have any clients. The best way to get clients is to talk to people about their estate plans. You get all kinds of clients that way. And because you're talking about something that they don't hear from everybody else, they automatically assume that you are distinctive enough to want to listen to. The true issues are variable in why a licensee wants our training and coaching services. I've got some of my licensees are such good insurance agents that already do a million, 2 million a month. And when they see that they can add the estate planning process to their clients, they're just so excited about it. And they just dive right in and they learn it real quick and they implement it fine and everything's good. So, so Liz, if you're out there, I know I misspelled opportunity. It was this early this morning, but some see some see the opportunity immediately and implement immediately. They understand the big picture and are self-starters. God, I get the message and not the grammar. But anyway, there are some of the on the other end of the spectrum. Now, I don't know what end of the spectrum you are, but if you don't have any clients and don't have much experience, and if you're looking for structure, that's what this program does. I can take a neophyte, a new person, and if they'll just follow what I teach, can turn them into a $250,000 a year producer. Give me 60, 90 days and follow what I say, and it'll happen. But I can adjust this training program to fit the needs of all spectrums in between, from the very successful agent who just want to add another thing and just because it's something cool, to the other person who's down there, what I call the bottom of the ring. Not that you're a bottom person, but you're new and want to learn what successful people are doing. It doesn't do you any good to learn what unsuccessful people are doing. Try to learn what successful people are doing and emulate it until you're ready to innovate. So, so if you're like that Ivy and you're in the sleep stage, which I'll be honest with you, out of 170 licensees, I'm going to say 30 or 40 are in the sleep stage. This is when a new licensee must identify your avatars. Look at that cute little kitten. He's in the sleep stage. But anyway, there's a new licensee, must identify the avatars, develop the persona, and make the initial approach. If you don't have a lot of money to invest in marketing, and if you're new in the business, you have to take the first steps that a new person will take. And that means you need to make the initial approach. Scary. It's not scary if you say the right thing. So you know, you have to wake up to the real opportunity. You have to realize the need for implementation and the need for commitment. That cat looks like he'll stay there all day long, maybe, or maybe he's starting to wake up. So anyway, some new licensees start making the commitment immediately and take the following steps. Some people buy, there's some licensees down in Florida. I'm so proud of them. Precise Financial, if you're on here today, you guys have just been wonderful. You just in a couple months, you've done 30 or maybe 35 estate plans. I'm so impressed. I'll be honest with you, because you all grabbed the ball and you started running with it and you started approaching the right people, and all of a sudden these sales start popping up left and right. Everybody in this room and every one of our licensees can do that when they think they are ready. So, you know, if you take the training, and I'll give it to you for free, I call it the 30-day free training. I call it the advanced training spoon fed. Lisa, can you see that still?
Yes, we can see the man on the racetrack.
Good, good, because my computer's gone blank, and but I can see the screen. Anyway, I call advanced training spoon fed, and that's what we do. You can take that 30-day course and learn each step you need to make, each day you need to take it, and exactly learn exactly what you need to learn that day. It doesn't do you any good if you learn it and then don't implement it. But some of you come in and say, I don't want 30 days. I want to learn it over the weekend. Give me the fast track version. So we give it to you. And some of you do it and take off like a rocket. So, the most successful of our licensees do not have the haunting, and I call it a haunting. I call it procrastination. That so many financial services reps seem to develop over their careers. Some do, some don't. But if you've got it, it's a hang up. And you know what I say about hang ups? Hang them up. So, so, and a lot of licensees are self starters. And those who see the potential capitalize on the training and move into the coaching phase very quickly. And I told you, first I need to get you trained. And you're going to be very, very coachable if you're properly trained. And if you follow our training program, you will be properly trained. I promise. But you have to see the need, and you have to own your own estate plan. There's a lot of you folks out there trying to sell these things that don't even own one. You don't even have your own estate plan. And that's fine if you're that good a salesman, but most of the salespeople I know that are in my organization that are really good at this own their own plan. It makes it easier to give the proper advice when prospects ask you what you own yourself. So, many start approaching existing clients with the approach techniques that we teach. Hey, I think you might benefit from a conversation with me about your current estate plan. We teach what works. Now, that doesn't mean you have to do it, but it really is frustrating when somebody calls me and says, I'm not doing very well. And I'll go, what are you doing? And it's not what we're teaching. And usually all I can do is go, oh, but we teach what works. And so there's no reason whatsoever to reinvent the wheel. No reason. So, if you are entrepreneurial in spirit and understand the implementation process, you can see the advantage of making the front end sell and what it leads to in a relationship with the client. That, if you see no value in that, you're what I call a sleeper. Sometimes I wonder why you're here. Other people implement quickly and make profit quickly. And they're going through the same training program. But the only difference is they implement correctly. So, most people are not from Missouri. Some buy the program and are very slow to implement. Those of you who know about the Missouri people, they say, show me. Well, I can show you what happens in my bank account. I can show you what happens with the numbers of estate plans we sell. I can show you what the successful people are doing. And the ones who are not very successful at it are usually not doing what the successful people are doing. I hope that makes sense. So because of that, many people stay in the sleep stage for up to a year or more. Don't tell anybody, but I did. I stayed in the sleep stage for almost a year. And then it started catching on. So if you've been in the sleep stage for a year, it's okay. If you want out, come on out. But don't come out and not do what we teach. Come out and do what we teach, and it makes it easier to come out. So many people stay in the sleep stage for up to a year or more before realizing what an opportunity they have purchased. You purchased this opportunity, and you can make it a reality if you want to. but don't call me saying you're having trouble with stage 5 when you haven't implemented stage 1. It's very frustrating. Uh, I'll try and talk to you about it, but what I'm going to say is, do you have a list of 10 suspects? I don't care whether you know the rest of it or not. If you haven't learned how to do your 10 suspects, it doesn't matter how to learn how to convert them to prospects. And you know, there's not many sales programs that are that good. I'm sorry, but that's the honest truth. If you can make that bridge between a suspect to a prospect and understand why you're doing it, your income's going to go up like a rocket. So, like I said, first it sleeps like the ivy, then it creeps, it starts slowly going up the wall. Licensees begin seeing the opportunity and using the same approach over and over. And that by increasing the number of times they implement the approach, their income begins to go up. They can take 30 to 60 days of implementing property. If you've owned this license for over 60 days and you're not turning 6-figure to 7-figure income within a year, there's something you're doing wrong, because this industry is wide open. So, but it might take you a year if you don't implement the training and coaching programs as taught. Well, some of you are here today and you've been with me for a year. I'll show you what one of my mentors does. And I don't know if you can see my screen, but one of my mentors looks at me and just throws his hands up. That's his answer. Just so, you know, what I'm about to say to you, that this is why I encourage new licensees to start with the 10 easiest suspects on your list. You want to, you know, you want to get rewarded. You want to feel good. You want to feel like it wins. Start with your 10 easiest suspects, people that you know will give you a yes answer if you ask for an appointment. People you know would benefit from a conversation with you about their current estate plan. And I know I misspelled estate. I'm not sure why it seems so hard to do when you look at the profit potential that can be generated so quickly, very quickly. So, you know, if you as a new licensee are in the sleep stage and want to break out, all you need to do is find the starting tempo. And I've talked to people about there's a difference between tempo and momentum. And you'll never reach the ability to increase your momentum until you learn to control your tempo. Some of you don't take control of tempo and you have a slow start. So it's my belief that 10 in 1 month, 10 suspects in 1 month is perfectly sufficient. You don't need any more. I don't care if you have 500 clients, 300 clients. Pick 10 that you're going to implement this new process in and go make those presentations. You have to approach 10 of them. You have to make 10 presentations, and you'll see how easy it is to grow in this industry. It's my belief that 10 in 1 month is sufficient. Some sleepers never accomplish that. And like, again, when I say you're a sleeper, the way I know you're a sleeper is I look at how long you've been here and whether you've made a sale or not, or how long it takes you to go from one sale to the next. So you know, I've always said, let's don't worry about how many sales you're going to make. Let's make the first one. And then I go, okay, now that you made the first one, let's figure out what we did right and go make the next one. And once we do that 2 times, we can figure how long did it take us to go from the first one to the second one. That's your tempo. Now, did it take you 6 months, 4 months, 3 months, 2 months, 2 weeks, 15 minutes? That's your tempo. But if you're new, you're going to make a lot of mistakes in your tempo. So the way to not make those mistakes is to follow the script. Your clients won't know that you know, I've told you over and over, you only have to be 1 step ahead of everybody. Some sleepers never accomplish that task for whatever they use to justify the reason. And I'll be honest with you, I hear a lot of reasons. Biggest one that I hear, Oops, going the wrong way. Some of these reasons are good. Most are bad. And, I'm just trying to share with you what I hear every day. Some of these reasons are good. Most are bad. They are not convinced of the value of the opportunity. If you're not convinced of the value of the opportunity, why did you invest your money? Why do you not want a return on your investment? Why is it not important to get a return on your investment? And if you think about $495, that's a small investment, and you only have to make one sale to get a return on your investment. What's up with that? You know, but other people think they're going to be accused of practicing law. And let me tell you how to not practice law. Don't practice law. Follow your script. It's okay for you to help people answer their questions as long as you're showing them the questions and hit that little blue button and that question mark, and it'll explain the question to them. And then you can talk to them. But most of the time, those questions are answered in the drawing of the family tree. Well, they bring up the same bad habits. A lot of some licensees will bring their bad habits to the new program. Some have an internal lack of confidence that disappears with implementation and experience. But if you came here and you were unsuccessful in what you were doing, there's a real good chance that you will bring those bad habits and go ahead and be unsuccessful at this. That has to go away. You have to understand that your master licensees and your good producers and myself, we're here to show you what works. But you can sit there and watch us, but sitting there and watching us is not going to make you any money. Implement what we teach. So, the surest way to break out of the sleep stage is creating tempo. First it sleeps, then it creeps, then it leaps. Establish a tempo. Work the first 10 suspects. Replace each one when they say no or yes to your offer to talk. It's not, you don't need two S's on yes. I'm sorry about that. Have a system and a presentation that is proven to work. Increase velocity as you become more confident because you do your homework. Some of you don't do your homework. Some of you do. Some of you don't even need to do your homework. You see it and you run with it. You gain experience as you increase tempo. If you're not making sales, it may be because you don't have the experience yet. How are you going to get the experience? You're going to approach people. So go in and reread my book. It's an ebook. I'll send you another copy if you ask for it. Approach, Plan, Succeed. In the back pages, I teach you about the 4 stages of growing your estate planning practice. Those are the 4 stages. I'm in stage 4. Because I have a lot of you folks out there and that we're doing a lot of cases. There's so many people out there that I get great phone calls. I talked to a gentleman in Arizona, $1.6 million in annuities. Yesterday, I didn't do 1.6 million. I only did 130. But they were future sales. Many of you in a sleep stage are trying to enter stage 1 and have a hang up somewhere in your mindset. I don't know how to solve that. I just have to ask you to deal with it. And if you deal with it, the easiest way to deal with it is to systemize your process and do the things that we tell you to do. If it hurts, it won't hurt for long. It'll become a habit, a good habit. So some of you can get upset. Listen, some of you licensees have gotten upset with me when I've looked at you and just said the truth, spoke the truth. Some of you, you're not here. You fired me because I told you the truth. And I'll tell you something. Some of you are still here. I'm sorry if I hurt your feelings when I make the proper diagnosis. If I'm looking at you and you tell me tell me how I can do this, and then I'm honest with you. It's the proper diagnosis. And I can't change the prescription and I can't change the diagnosis. I need to say, this is what you need to do to grow. Implement. Own your own tempo. It doesn't matter if you're slow. If you want to do one a month, that's fine. That means 3 months from later, you'll have 3 done. And you're now all we have to do is increase the number of times you do it. It's just that simple. The you know, if you'll just implement and then emulate before you innovate. And I've had frustrating conversations today with people I love and care about when we've talked about what's going on. And sometimes I just need to say, this is what you need to do. If you want a certain amount of income, divide that by the tempo that you're going to implement, and it'll show you what your income's going to be. Simple. So breaking out of sleep mode can only lead to the creep stage. You can't get to the leap stage. You have to go through the creep stage. And that allows you to set the tempo and to see how easy it is to increase the tempo once you learn how easy it is, especially if you use the cycle of success. So there's the ivy. There's a picture of the ivy up there. You see an ivy vine. When it begins to move forward, it will begin absorbing nutrients as it begins to spread out. It goes into the leap stage when it learns the process. And as you begin to expand, you'll start making back-end sales of life insurance and long-term care and income products, and soon you'll start making future sales. So yesterday, as busy as I was, and I wish I hadn't been so busy. I was so busy I was starting to make mistakes yesterday. I made about $4,000 from existing clients who made asset changes as they entered new stages of their lives. They had already bought estate plans from me years ago. Remember how I talked to you about relationship changes and asset changes and health changes? But one was a couple, I bought them lunch. The other one was a widow, a new widow. So, they came to me on their own because I had done their estate plan years ago. I woke up that morning not even thinking I was going to make any money. I had a lot of work to do, but just while I was trying to get all my work done, $4,000 worth of commissions came in the office. That's what helps you leap. So repeat sales and word of mouth are excellent tactics for building momentum. Sometimes I get overwhelmed because of the momentum that snowballs. A snowball rolling down a steep hill. And to be honest with you, I'm thankful for it. I'm glad it comes in. I'm even going to say I earned it. I just didn't know it was going to come in yesterday. So there's a secret I want to share with you now that you understand what happens to a patch of ivy. And I hope you're still here and I hope you're still listening. There are many financial services professionals who do not know or understand what I am teaching you. I'd say, I don't know. I know the number's not right, but I'm going to say 99%. And if you want to truly profit from the cycle of success, you'll be interested in my new program. I'm implementing this new program, and I'm calling it Each One, Reach One, Teach One. Every one of you here already know what needs to be done. I learned Each One, Teach One. Each One, Reach One, Teach One from the work I did with Vietnam veterans when I worked with the Knoxville Veterans Mental Health Council, because we knew that we could improve the situation of people with post-traumatic stress disorder if they could just share what they've learned from it and help someone struggling with it. I even wrote a book about it. But the same thing is true with people in the financial services industry. If you know a person that's in the industry like you, and you reach out to them and teach them what you know, your income will go up. go up quick. So if you show an associate what you know, they'll bring you referrals and will want to learn what you have learned. And even if you're not very good at it, you already know more than they know. So they already assume that you're better at it than they are. Each one will be willing to share a case with you. Each one of them will say, you know what, my next door neighbor's just lost her husband, or my coworker's wife just developed breast cancer, or or I've got a friend who has two fully grown children, and I don't know where this 9-year-old child came from, but she adopted him. I mean, you can see all the different variations that can occur. Other financial services people know those people, and they're in their client base. You can go in and talk to property and casualty agents, health insurance agents, Medicare agents, and show them what you know. Draw their family tree. Let me show you what I do, so that when you have one of your clients who needs it, you'll know to call me. And they're going to look at what the family tree presentation and go, "That is amazing that you know something like that." It's true. So, so if you introduce our program to an associate, they will tell you about clients who would benefit from a conversation about their current estate plan. You looking for business? Each one of you reach one you know and teach them what you do, especially master licensees. So, you know, those will become associates, and those associates will want to learn what you know. And I have a program that allows you to start earning overrides on the business that they provide that does not cost you any part of your commissions on estate plans. I pay it out of my share. I don't ask you to pay it out of your share, but I'll teach your associates, and they will bring you clients. They will, and they will depend on you to show them and show their clients what you know. You will become their mentor. Sometimes I think I'm a mentor to 170 people, but I realize I'm not anymore. Some of you won't let me. Some of you will listen to what we have to say, but you won't implement. So, so you'll begin to split cases with them and be able to be in many places at the same time. The same as I teach in my book, Approach, Plan, Succeed. You can be in many places at the same time if you handle this correctly. It can take you from stage 1, sleep, to creep, to stage 3, leap. And that should happen in 60 days. If it hasn't happened in 60 days, you're not doing something right. Or maybe you don't have time. You may be a millionaire and not have to do it. It's okay. But very quickly, if you follow the process of teaching the cycle of success, you teach it. You don't have to learn it. You know what it is. Teach it. Each one, reach one, teach one. I promise you, if you'll implement the 90-day plan to it, you'll see success and greater income. I will introduce you to my mentors if you ask, and I have mentors. I guess I need one to teach me grammar. But anyway, I had some really good mentors. Really good mentors. I'm so grateful for them because they have taken me from mediocre to advanced as far as my income goes. And they led me to the leap stage in my career just as I'm trying to show you the way. It's called the Master Licensee Program. And if you're a Master Licensee, uh, you need to be talking to me because I'm going to be changing the Master Licensee Program soon. I need you to be recruiting and training and developing. I need more Master Licensees, but I'm only going to take good ones. So last year I implemented this program and it slipped. And then it crept. Now it's beginning to leap. Some of my master licensees are adding new agents every month, and they're making more money because they get an override on what those people they teach earn, and most of them are more advanced in product knowledge, and that means that their new people that they're teaching want to use their product knowledge and will bring cases to the master licensee that are humongous, that the new person's probably afraid to try to close. That's a secret. I'm not going to tell you, but that's what happens to me. But anyway, I need to make some adjustments in the master licensee program. Some of my master licensees are non-productive. They agreed to recruit for the overrides, but are getting the overrides on their personal production without recruiting. That needs to stop. Each master licensee, you need to have 3 licensees who are producing business to maintain your master licensees agreement. These licensees who have the annual license agreement and not monthly are the ones that are going to make you the most money because they commit. You know, some master licensees are just as productive as they can be, and some are have not read their contracts. Some you just need, and what I'm saying is, let me teach you to be a good master licensee. If you're a good master licensee, you will be splitting cases with 3 or 4 agents every month, and you'll be making more money splitting cases than you were writing those cases on your own. That's the value of the master licensee contract. All you got to do is be willing to teach other people what's going on. I can't teach everybody. I try, but I can't do it. If you want to become a master licensee, I'll help. The benefits of mentoring your associates are huge, both in overrides on personal production and in sharing cases they will want to share to have access to your knowledge and your contacts. And I know just about right here, if you're here in the center, I know there's 4 or 5 people that you know that would love to work with you and expect you to know. And they may expect you to know more than you know, but they're never going to know it. So I made a mistake last year. I made it too easy to be a master licensee. I have some master licensees that do not follow the system. They do not mentor and they do not recruit. I have master licensees who do 6-figure production by following my teachings. I have to spend time with the ones who do it properly. That's the only way I can multiply. That's the only way I can make the leap into the 300 licensees or the 400 licensees. I have to have good master licensees. So I need more master licensees, and I want to promote from within. If you want to become a master licensee, let me know. Tell me what you want. I will show you the way. But if you say, show me the way, I will expect you to follow the way I show you. If you want to grow your business in estate planning, we teach the one-to-one and we teach the one-to-many concepts. It just depends on your mindset. Effective September 1, I will, or we will be implementing each one, reach one, teach one. September 1. I need you to help. I want you to help share what you know with other people in your business because it will make you a lot of money. I'll be teaching workshops and I'll be teaching the marketing of the workshops. I don't care to tell you, in the past 2 years, I have advanced a lot in the way I teach. We'll be using a new marketing email plan called Exact Prospect that can be implemented at a low cost and turnkeyed. So I'm going to be showing you all that next week, where we can provide you maybe 500 leads a month, and we can give you your own CRM. I'm trying my best as my business grows. I'm trying to share those things with you. So be around next Tuesday and learn what I'm talking about. But I'm going to be teaching you the master licensee concept and the exact prospect concept over the next 2 weeks. If you're in the sleep stage, remember the sleep stage is somebody who's been a licensee for a long time and has written very little business, or a new licensee. I think you both all need to learn the same thing there. But if you're in a sleep stage and want out, let me know. If you're a Rip Van Winkle, contact me when you wake up. If you're all ready to leap, attend the next 2 sessions and be prepared to implement. Just don't be a sleepyhead. So I'll be teaching momentum over the next 2 sessions. You can't learn momentum if you don't know how to build tempo. And you can't build tempo if you don't implement the cycle of success. You can't do it well. You won't do it well. You have to have the proper mindset. I already know who have the proper mindsets. But I also know who could change their lives if they establish the right mindset. So you have to be willing to implement. You have to want a $250,000 net income in 2025 or sooner. Now, some of you already have that. You're saying, well, that's cut and pay. And it may be true. Come teach me too. Okay, so um, the next 2 weeks is going to be all about the family tree asset positioning training and the choices you make. Some of you make great choices. Some of you don't make very good choices when it comes to what we're doing. And I understand that. You're not obligated to make what I call our good choices. But I just don't want you to attend if you're a sleeper, because you're taking up time that you need to fix your mindset before you attend these classes. And I want to teach you. I just want you to, if you're going to come the next 2 weeks, I want you to have the right mindset. So if you're a sleeper, you're going to slow me down. You're going to slow everybody down, and you will not benefit from the experience I'm going to give you in the next 2 weeks. Oh, if you're a sleeper, please don't be calling me and telling me that you can't get started when you won't get started. I think you'll benefit from the experience if you want to come out of the shell. Over half our people don't need to come out of the shell. They're going to benefit from the conversation over the next 2 weeks, and they're going to improve, and they're going to bring us people in the each one, reach one, teach one program. A lot of you are looked up to by other people in the financial services industry, and they will listen to what you have to say, and they will bring you cases that you never imagined. So get on the momentum train if you want to. That's a train. It doesn't look like much of one, but that is a train. And if you think you can benefit from the ride, but the next couple of weeks, I'm looking to work with those elite producers, those producers who say, I need to grow, I want to learn, I want to implement. Those are the people that need to attend in the next 2 weeks. If you're just attending because you think it's impressive to be here and no production, I just want to go like this. Why are you here? And it's okay. And like I said, it took me almost a year to get started. And if you're in that year and you haven't got the income that you want from it, that's okay. Just fix your mindset. I promise you it'll be worth it. So that's all I got to say right now. Next week I'm going to be talking to you about exact prospect, how to pull names up, how to qualify people, how to design the people you want to talk to, how to approach them, what to do when you go in for your interview. And then the second week, we're going to talk about those of you who want to be true master licensees. I do not want master licensees that won't teach. I do not want master licensees that just throw unqualified people at us and don't help. I want you to go in and say, this is going to be a good person. This is what they're going to learn how to do. And I'm going to help them, and I'm going to share cases with them. That's what a master licensee is supposed to do. And that's the only way I can, it's called a fulcrum. In the military, they call it a force multiplier. If you're maxed out at doing 10 people a month, then the only way to do 100 people a month is to teach 10 people what you know and do best. And 100% of one thing versus maybe 500% of one thing because you have your students and you're teaching them what to do. I promise you the income will be higher if you're sharing cases than if you're not. So I'll take questions. If there's anybody out there with any questions, I'm sorry about the misspellings. It was just early this morning. That's when I think about our classes. But are there any questions out there?
There's one question from Tony in the chat.
Hey, Tony.
He said, Randy, you know, I have been 3 or 4 asleep. I am at 9 months with only 3 sales. I want and need to be fully awake.
That's true. That's true. And the answer, Tony, is chapter 4 on my website. Let me teach you to hunt and build, find your 10 people, your first 10 people that you know will benefit from the conversation, put them on your list and move them into the prospect stage by converting them, by making an appointment and getting them willing to talk. That's the key. That's the answer. And I don't think I'll ever change that answer. Go ahead.
Hey, Randy,
Yes.
it's Carter.
Hey, Carter.
Hey, can you give me a quick call? I need to ask a question about our workshop.
I will after this meeting. I'll give you a call, Carter.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Anything else? First it sleeps, then it
Nothing,
creeps, then it leaves. No more questions?
nothing more in the chat.
Okay. Well, my favorite movie character is Forrest Gump, and I guess that's all I got to say about that. But if you are serious and if you want to grow, you can do it on your own and reinvent the wheel if you want to, or you can let me teach you how to do it right. And if you are one of my licensees, I have to make the primary assumption that you want to learn how to do it right. And if you can't learn to do it right, I think you're wasting your time. But, if you want a return on your investment, you only have to make one sale to get the return on your investment. If you're trying to build a career that turns into, I tell people you can make $20,000 a month, and people who don't make $20,000 a month, or don't even see themselves as having that ability or don't think it's possible, then they don't implement. But the ones who implement and see that it's not as hard to make $20,000 a month as they thought, and that's 10 approaches, 7 front end sales, 3 back end sales. And your back end sales will get bigger with the experience because you'll attract more people with problems that are not properly structured financially to solve their problem, but own the assets. They have what they need to solve it. They just don't know how to position everything. That's why I call my company Asset Positioning Services. So, anything else going on? I've had a long, hard day yesterday. I'm going to stop if y'all don't have any questions.
Nothing more in the chat. I just shared the link to let me teach you how to hunt with Tony.
Thank you. Go to my website and learn how to hunt. You'll see that you are sitting in a forest of lots of targets and lots of things to hunt and lots of people that need you to approach them and need you to help them solve problems that they know they have, but they don't know how to get to the solution. Help them make money. All right. I don't see hands raised. I'm about to go. I'm gonna count to 10. 2, 1, bye. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.